It's time now for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news. This is the Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by Chevy Silverado, the official truck of the outdoors.
Hi everybody, and welcome aboard for the 39th and final episode of the 2011 season here on your Southwest Outdoors Report. My name is Barry Stokes and I'll be your host for the next half hour as we take a walk through and a look back at what has been a tremendous fishing season around the Southwest region in 2011. The year began back in February with some of the coldest temperatures on record in our four-state region. And then we transitioned into midsummer where we broke most of the heat records. In addition to that, we've been locked into one of the worst droughts ever seen on record in our region. However, in the midst of that heat and that drought, this year has been one of the best years that we've experienced here on the show as far as the fishing goes around the region. And we'll be taking a look back at some of the fish we've caught and the adventures we've been on around the region this year. We'll also be hearing from our team of reporters from Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and along the Gulf Coast, and their final reports for the 2011 season. But not to worry, we're going to go off the air for a short time, and we will be back in mid-March for a brand new season on the show in 2012. Watch our website for the launch date and all the details about that. So let's get things started right now back at the FSN studios. She's done a great job all year long. Here's Julie with our Chevy Weekend Planner.
Let's take a look at the Salooner tables to help plan your weekend fishing trip. Peak times during the day will start around 10:15 in the morning on Saturday and 11:15 a.m. on Sunday. Expect the sun to rise at 7:19 and set at 5:21. And we'll have a full moon on Saturday. Stay with us, we've got fishing updates from Oklahoma, Texas, and Louisiana. Plus, I'll be back with Rick Clunn on the Ask the Pro feature.
The Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by Chevy, is brought to you by Chevy Silverado, the official truck of the outdoors. Buy quality award-winning Tracker boats. Fish the finest. Lowrance, maker of the HDS, high-definition systems, and Academy. Right stuff, low price, every day.
Welcome back, everybody, to our 2011 Season in Review episode of the Southwest Outdoors Report. And before we launch into our highlights, I'd like to make a big announcement here on the show and invite you to enter our very first ever off-season Facebook sweepstakes. We are going to keep our fans connected with the show with lots of posts on our Facebook page, and each and every week we'll be giving away tremendous prizes. Those prizes include Lew's Rods and Reels, Costa Sunglasses, Lowrance Mark 5X Fish Finders, Mercury Props and Gear, Onyx Outdoor Personal Flotation Devices and Rain Suits, and much more. You must be a fan of our Facebook page in order to win these prizes, and here's what you do. First, you need to have a Facebook account. It's free. If you don't have one, sign up for one. Once you have your account, go to our Facebook page, click the like link first, and that makes you eligible to win prizes. Then click the sweepstakes tab on the left-hand side of the page for all the details and to enter the sweepstakes. We'll draw random winners every week for the next 13 weeks throughout our off-season. Now let's get to our first fishing report from the region for this week. Let's check in with Gary Dallahan in Oklahoma.
A couple of weeks back, I reported that I ran into Bill Kelly on the water, and he told me that when it snows, he loves to go crappie fishing because it really makes him bite. Since that comment, I've had several anglers tell me that the nastier the weather in December and January is the times they really like to go crappie fishing the best. Of course, those guys are headed to the heated fishing docks too. I stopped at Lake Eufaula Marina, one of the most famous fishing docks in the state, and obviously one of our best crappie lakes. Surprisingly, most of the fish are being caught on the perimeter of the dock on the outside, not on the inside. But Randy Martin, the crappie expert there, said that will change as the weather continues to get colder and the water continues to cool. He said those crappie will move inside. But they're catching good crappie right now. Most of them are coming at a depth of about 8 to 9 feet. And they're in that dingy water around the Lake Eufaula Marina area. Orange is the hot color right now, and specifically, Randy said the baby shad and Cajun cricket and baby crawdad are two of the really hot popular baits and colors right now for catching them there. I also decided while at Lake Eufaula to go out and check the areas down by the dam and the clearer waters. There I found the crappie to be about 15 to 18 feet on the ledges and liking the shad color baits a little bit better. Boy, this year has gone fast. Really looking forward to the new year. Another great season of fishing. We look forward to seeing you on the water. One thing about it, you can't catch them if you don't go.
Time now for the Lowrance Hot Lake of the Week, and over the last few weeks we've been getting you ready for the cold wintertime months by featuring power plant lakes around our region. We've showed you Monticello, Fayette County, Calaveras, Lake Conawa up in Oklahoma, and this week we featured Lake Welsh in East Texas. So let's take you to the Lowrance HDS-10 and locate it for you right now. As you can see, the lake is located west of Dangerfield, Texas, north of State Highway 11. Now we switch to the Navionics Hot Maps Platinum chart and locate the power plant in the middle part of the lake on the west shore here. The water intake is on the south end here, and the discharge is way up on the north end, and that sets up a counterclockwise circulation in the lake. We zoom in again and show you that it's an easy lake to fish. You fish it like it's springtime, even in the winter. You fish up these creeks and ditches like these and fish off any visible or submerged points like these. Soft or hard jerkbaits will get you bit shallow, and a Texas rigged plastic worm will get you bit off in deeper water off some of the submerged stump beds. That's this week's Lowrance Hot Lake of the Week. And headed into our next break, I want to remind you that, like last week, we're showing you many of the big catch of the week photos that we couldn't get to during the season. We get hundreds and hundreds of these each year. Only 39 of these get featured on the show, but here in the last couple of weeks, we're showing you many of our viewers' big fish, big catch of the week photos submitted through our website. And we'll remind you that you can continue sending these big fish photos through our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com throughout the upcoming off season. Stay with us. We'll be back for more fishing reports and more highlights and bloopers coming up next.
The Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by Chevy, is brought to you by Stren, the standard of dependability, by Jean LaRue Lures and Bobby Garland Baits, quality soft plastic baits made in Oklahoma with American pride, by Chevy Silverado, the official truck of the outdoors, and Mercury Marine.
We continue our look back at the 2011 season in review here on the Southwest Outdoors Report. The season began back in the spring with some excellent bass fishing around the region. So we're going to show you some of our highlights, beginning with a big bass we caught at Lake Ray Roberts in North Texas, a big one that Mike Taylor caught at Dripping Springs in Oklahoma, and a giant bass from J.R. Howard, a guide, out at Lake O.H. Ivy. And following all of that, Cajun Phil and Kevin are up with their final report of the season from Louisiana. Oh, big one. Yeah. Easy, easy. No. Big old fat belly. All right, look at that. There we go. That's a Ray Roberts special right there. That's exactly what can happen this time of the year. We've been talking about pre-spawn female largemouth bass, and I caught one right there. That's a good, oh, I don't know, 7-pound bass, maybe something like that. There we go, we got it. Good fish. That is what you come to O.H. Ivy for right there. Man! Wow, all right. Well, that is what's in O.H. Ivy.
Hi friends, this is old Cajun Phil with your Fox Sports Southwest Louisiana Fishing Report. I tell you what, old Captain Kevin and Cajun Phil just want to thank y'all for tuning in each and every week. Keep in mind, if during the off season you want to contact us at CajunPhil@hotmail.com, or just simply give me a call. So next time, this is old Cajun Phil for Captain Kevin saying happy fishing or hunting, and may God bless. And we're going to see you folks next week, right next year that is, right here on Fox Sports Southwest. Bye-bye. Till next year.
Hey, coming up next in our highlight package, we've got some great smallmouth bass up at Lake Tenkiller early in the season, some good night fishing for white bass at Cedar Creek Lake in east central Texas, and we'll show you the extremely rare 2 bass on 1 cast on 1 lure over at Lake Fork. After that, a quick break, and we'll be back with more highlights and fishing reports from around the region. The technique is called bottom bugging. Bottom bugging. I got him. Oh yeah. Football jig and that new jalapeno pepper biffle bug. So back he goes. Thank you for the business, brother. All right. There we go. That's a good way to wrap up that segment right there. All right, big white bass up there shallow under the lights at Cedar Creek Lake. Look at 2 of them. I got 2. Look at this. Here's a first. Here's a first for you. Never done this before. Oh, 2 bass on the same little topwater plug. This is a complete rodeo.
The Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by Chevy, is brought to you by Abu Garcia for life. By Navionics, enjoy Navionics anytime, anywhere. By Whataburger, just like you like it. And by Motor Guide Trolling Motors.
Hey, you've caught the 2011 Season in Review, final episode of your Southwest Outdoors Report. And one more reminder, after a short break during the off-season, we'll be back in mid-March for an all-new 2012 season here on the show. Now it's time for more highlights from this past season, beginning with a strange way we discovered to catch catfish, and then a giant hybrid striper from a very unusual location, and finally, my friend Charter Captain Tofield Bourgeois down at Lafitte, Louisiana, taunting an alligator with a fishing lure. After all that, Brian Hughes will be next up with your Texas freshwater fishing and lake reports. Mr. Catfish, coming in very first thing. All right, here we go. Well, that didn't take long. Oh yeah, look at the size of this bad boy. Man, that is what you want to do right there. This is a palmetto hybrid striper, which is a cross between a male white bass and a female striped bass. They do that in a hatchery.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the last Lone Star Lakes of this season. Now before we get started, I would like to thank just a few folks. First of all, Barry for letting this all happen, and the behind the scenes folks like Kurt, and of course Dave, Chris, and Jeff. They all make this happen each and every episode. Our sponsors this year, Executive Outfitters, some of the best dove hunting you'll ever see, and Wild Point Whitetails for some great hunting. They'd like to remind you that exotics in Texas are huntable year-round, and they have a special on blackbuck going on right now. As for the lakes this year, well, as you can see, winter has arrived, and some of the best winter fishing is crappie in Texas. Now, on Lake Fork, you'll find them by the bridges and out in the deep water by the dam. The dam fish will be easy to find because there's a lot of boats out there. You just take your place in line and catch your crappie. Keep in mind, Lake Fork changes its length limits for the winter time. You must keep the first 25 fish you catch. Crappie rigs and minnows will work just fine for these fish. Check your outdoor annual for other lakes that change the winter crappie regulations in Texas. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Wild Point Whitetails. We'll see you next year. Right now, let's check in with Mr. Bill Olson. He's on the coast.
Hi folks, this week's report is brought to you by Port Aransas on Mustang Island. Surrounded by pristine bays, estuaries, and the deep blue waters of the Gulf of Mexico, Port A is truly the fishing capital of Texas. Come fish, golf, and play Texas Island style. For more information, visit the website on the screen. Well, it's hard to believe another season is wrapping up. 2011 will go down as one crazy year for weather and fishing. This year, we've dealt with persistent winds, drought conditions, and oppressive heat. Combine those conditions, and many reliable patterns have been either very late or didn't show, and were simply not as reliable as in a normal year. Through the winter months, there are plenty of opportunities to catch fish. For speckled trout, anglers need to fish slow, fish mud and shell, and be patient. The bite will be soft and infrequent, but some of the largest trout of the year are caught through the winter months. Deep water channels, bayous and lakes, as well as residential canals and river channels hold good fish through the winter. Work the edges of the deep water with live bait or soft plastic. Fish will be holding right along the drop-off. After several bright warm days, redfish will be working shallow flats and near the mouths of back lakes and bays. Offshore trips to floater rigs are great options for tuna and other pelagics through February. This weekend, both Saturday and Sunday have a double tide schedule of 2 high and 2 low tides each day. I'm Bill Olson, wishing each of you a very Merry Christmas, all the best in the new year, and hoping to see you on the coast.
A no season-ending episode would be complete without the obligatory blooper package, as evidence that things don't always go as planned, especially not on this show. You've seen me for several years now. Come on. On today's show, we're going to show you one more way. Welcome to Lake Fork. This guy just blew my field. Coming up on the end.
All right, now it's done.
With the moon 89% illuminated. Also, there is a one spot.
They come in both the 580 and the 580p. God, Barry.
This week from around Lafitte, Louisiana, as far as, cancel that, I just did that. Okay, you ready? Keep it rolling.
Here on the show, they are, that's right. Now, all that, God, Barry. But right now, let's get rolling with your weekly, who's first? One more time, take 8.
Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by Chevy, is brought to you by Academy. Right stuff, low price, every day. Nitro Performance Bass Boats. Fish your best in a Nitro. Costa Del Mar Sunglasses. See what's out there. And by Chevy Silverado, the official truck of the outdoors.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for our Ask the Pro feature. Our question this week comes to us from Chris in Snyder, Texas, who wants to know, how do you get started as a professional angler? For the answer, let's check with a true fishing legend, Rick Clunn.
Nowadays, we got so many different levels that you can start at, but I would still highly recommend that you start at the bottom, which is the bass club level. But if you're really going to get into tournaments, eventually you got to graduate from fishing with other anglers. Because the problem, even if you've got the best guy in the club and he's allowing you to go with him and showing you everything he knows, the problem is he's still the one making all the decisions. And ultimately, your success or failure in tournaments is you being able to make those decisions yourself.
Thanks, Rick. If you have a question for one of the pros, just visit our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com, click on the Ask the Pro link, and send us your information. Enjoy the holidays, everyone, and don't forget to meet us right back here on Fox Sports Southwest in March. Now let's get you over to Barry for our Whataburger Big Catch of the Week.
Time now for this week's Big Catch of the Week winner photo, and we've saved one of the best for last. The extremely rare circumstance where a kid caught a fish that weighed more than the kid. You're looking at the photo of young Holden Jatzlau of Giddings, Texas, standing beside a 56-pound blue catfish. Holden only weighs 53 pounds. You can submit your Big Catch of the Week photos at our website right through the upcoming off-season months. Go to southwestoutdoorsreport.com. You can submit your Big Catch photo, ask a question on the Ask the Pro feature, and much more. Hey, this week on the Academy Right Stuff feature, I thought we'd talk a little bit about Christmas gifts for the favorite angler on your Christmas list. On the front page of our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com, on the right-hand side is a rotating series of banner links to our sponsors' websites. On those websites, you'll find lots of gear that would make great gifts for the favorite angler on your list. Hey, it's time to sign off for the 2011 season and remind you to go each and every week to our Facebook page for the latest updates, and don't forget to enter our first ever off-season Facebook sweepstakes. Once you're on our page, click the like link first. That makes you eligible to win the great prizes we'll be offering each and every week throughout the 13-week off season here on the show. And then we'll see you right back here for the relaunch right here on Fox Sports Southwest in mid-March. Hey, thank you. We appreciate you watching. Have a safe and Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2012. Until then, I'm Barry Stokes saying be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.